Good morning, my millionaire growth partners. My name is Otis Tucker, the world's first trillionaire. I am creating heaven on earth, people, and the way that I do it, number one, is I help people to realize that what they consider to be their soul is the Spirit of God. Therefore, God lives inside of you, and all you have to do is take claim to your soul, people, and you become God, Therefore, the Spirit of God can co-create with you. I am also creating financial freedom for billions of people across this world. And the way I do it, people, is by realizing, number one, that people is the greatest asset in this world. Therefore, people, we will get paid to exist. We are creating that in the spirits, the means and how to make it happen, which will be manifested over time, people, especially with this collective. I am creating 1,000,000 millionaires. I am the greatest leader that ever lived. I am God, people. And most important is that I manifest the words I speak. The message I have for you today, people, is eliminating racism from this world, man. Is that I know that in this new world that we are creating, heaven on earth, people, racism cannot exist. And, it's something that we have to heal across the world from, the perpetrators and the victims. Is that, for example, I take right here in America. I mean, I've said it plenty of times. I've lived here in America now for about 30 years. And actually, it is over 30 years. And, there's a lot of great things to this country, but one of the biggest sins that we have not atoned for yet is racism. And it's something that we have to deal with right now. As you see in life, people, there's consequences to things, Right now, the predicament that people is marching for all across this country, is a direct effect of racism, We had a candidate that was more than qualified and more than capable, but because of the color of her skin, if people are being honest, they did not vote for her, and then this is the consequence, people. I say this to you, man, is that I know, like people ask, a lot of times, especially these protesters, where's the black Americans at? Where's they at? Where's the black people at to come out here and protest with them? I say this to you, people, is that, whether it's slavery, most people are very complicit with that. Whether it's the civil rights movement, the majority was not only complicit, they was very perpetrating off that, to make people feel less than, to abuse people, treat people bad. Even with our place with police brutality and mass incarceration, because I've lived through that eras, since the 90s, between Rodney King, whether it's Trayvon Martin, looking for justice. I mean, there's so many scenarios and people that have died without real justice. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, I'm not going to say everybody, but a lot of other people have been very complicit with that. And my suggestion at this point is that, you have to heal, you have to heal yourself, man, and realize that, like my opinion on things is that the only way we get rid of racism is that we can't depend on the government to do that for us. We, as the people, have to do that for ourselves. And it's just really erasing the illusions of things, man. It's like when people, I don't care what color you is, if you really take the time and look at it, you realize that we're all in the same boat. When I say we're all in the same boat, it's like 95% of not just Americans, but people across this world have the same economic circumstances, to a degree. They don't earn enough to pay their bills. They're playing catch up. Some people working 2-3 jobs, overtime, just to scrape and get by, So it's like, to believe or to have the illusion that you're better than somebody, that is exactly what it is, an illusion. You know what I'm saying? Because you're all facing the same consequences, the same issues. It's like, the way I look at it, man, is that people you have to, you know, get to the point where you realize, man, that, you know, I take accountability that the way, you know, you've been is not the right way to be. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't have love and hate in your heart at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, hate and love do not operate and function in the same vessel. So if you have genuine hate towards people, realize that you might, you know, think you have love, but you can't. They don't live in the same vessel, people. It's like you have to really come to that conclusion, take accountability for that, and realize that you may have been one of those people that's perpetuating the negative circumstances, which is, you know, racism. Um, you know, people, it's like my overall thing that I want to get at is this, man, is that I really want America to heal. I really want racism to end across the world. To tell you the truth, I don't know the exact answer on how that's going to happen, but I believe that with time, as people realize that their decisions have consequences, and to realize that, you know, you treat people the way you want to be treated, you know, like genuinely, not just saying it, but really mean that to heart. And, you know, it's like, I think as people become more spiritual, you know, because that's the problem right now, is that a lot of people that are bigots or racists are religious people. That goes to show you right there, religions ain't got nothing to do with really and truly, genuinely the Spirit of God, because how can you be somebody that hate a class of people or a certain type of people and claim to be a person of love? That can't happen in spirituality. In spirituality, you are who you are. You're authentic. You know what I mean? You're not putting on performances. So I believe that with time, as the world and people become more tapped in emotionally to the Spirit of God that resides inside of them, I believe that that will be the catalyst that actually change and stop people from being racist towards each other, man, and to really develop a sense of love, genuine love and compassion for people and humanity. You know, but I look forward to that, people. I really do, because I think it's way past due. And, you know, it's like right now, it's like everybody is feeling the brunt, man. You know, with this government and the way things are set up right now, you know, it's like with SNAP, I think, being cut or something like that. All I know is, man, it's like there's so much things going on. People are not getting paid, you know, for working their government, you know, because of the government shutdown. And it's like just the frustration is building, it's rising, and it affects not just one type of people, it affects everybody. And to my opinion too, it's the same case when it comes to immigrants, man. You know, like people that have spent 30, 40 years, 20 to 40, 50 plus years in this country, building this country, man, whether it's landscapers, whether it's contractors, whether it's the mechanics, you know, a lot of these people from, you know, Mexico and other places, man, that are being aggressively deported. It's like these are people that have helped build this country, man, and build lives here, you know what I'm saying, and have contributed to the, you know, to the country. And it's like, I just really want us as a people, man, you know, because again, I've lived here for 30 plus years, and there's a lot of, you know, I'm very grateful for a lot of things that I've received and benefited from being here in the U.S., man. And it's like, I really want to see this country turn around for the betterment, you know, of the people. And I just know racism is one of the things that we must eradicate, though, because until we do that, people, we will never be able to unite, because who want to be around and work with people that really don't care or like them? You know what I'm saying? If you think about it, it don't really make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like genuinely deep down beyond the surface, you know? So it's like, I just really want us to work on that, man. I want us as a people here in the U.S. to work on eradicating that, and obviously, you know, anywhere else in the world for that matter, you know, because I know black people's plight is not just here in the U.S., it's everywhere around the world. All these quote-unquote first world countries, man, it's like they perpetuate the propaganda of superiority, and the reality is, yeah, I don't want to say it's the complete opposite, but it's like there's nobody that's better than anybody, people. I get that, you know what I'm saying? And the more you tapped into the Spirit is the more you realize that even though you have all that power inside of you, The true people that have the true spirit of God in them, they realize they power people, but they don't abuse it. It makes them extremely humble because they realize that the meek indeed shall inherit the earth, you know? And there's no place for ego, and there's no place for the feeling of superiority in any sense of the word, man. Anyways, people, it's like, I think that's a message that I continue to pray on, man. And I'm sure I'll get more enlightenment on that as time goes by. But for right now, it's just a lot of random thoughts here, but I really want you to think about that, people. I want you to search within, man, and realize that light and darkness can't be in the same room at the same time. So you can't hate people. I don't care who it is, whether it's immigrants or black people or whoever it is. You can't genuinely hate people and truly say that you're a spiritual person, you're a person of God. You cannot, because God is love, people. You know what I'm saying? And God is forgiveness. God is compassion. You know what I'm saying? Those are the qualities and characteristics of somebody that embody Christ-like characteristics. You know what I'm saying? So don't fool yourself. Break out that illusion, man. Realize racism cannot exist in this new world, people. It cannot, it will not exist in this new world. Now, for those that are looking to continue to be prosperous, so, you know, in life, just realize there's always consequences, people. Anyways, man, shout out to my co-creators, man, of Heaven and Earth International. You know, people, this is where we indeed create heaven on earth, and the way that we do it is by doing it energetically. We understand, people, that energy is everything and everything is energy, man. And our main purpose and focus here is to inject positivity into this world every single day. And to have tough conversations, man. I think racism is one of the toughest conversations that anybody, you know, can have. There's people that make attempt at it, but I know as time goes by, the Spirit of God will give me the words to speak more on this, but I look forward to that, you know. But realize, people, that we as this collective are transforming this world, man. We are raising the vibration of people across this entire world, you know. And the way we do it, people, is by, number one, working on ourselves, because we realize that the world is within us. The world mirrors who we are on the inside. So we focus every single day on developing ourselves, doing the shadow work, work on our weaknesses, you know. And as we continue to develop ourselves, people, then we know that we are indeed inspiring and motivating other people's, which is ultimately elevating people's lives, raising the frequency, so people can manifest their dream life, man, which is indeed heaven on earth, being their highest version of themselves. Anyways, people, you know, here's the requirements to be a part of this collective, to help create heaven on earth, people. The first requirement is that, number one, you must choose to believe that the Spirit of God lives inside of you, man. What you consider to be your soul is the Spirit of God. And that's the only way you can, you know, God can co-create with you, man, is that when you believe that, people, the Spirit can use you, which is what we want. Number two, people, is yes, you need to follow my social media pages, watch my videos daily, because there's codes that are in these messages that is actually communicating with your soul and helping you to become more of your soul, which is tapping you in to the Spirit of God that's inside of you, and say that way you don't have to operate strictly from your physical flesh. Number three, people, is that authenticity is the currency of this new world that we are creating. And, you know, we want you to speak your truth, people. Your truth will lead to the breakthrough for a lot of people, man. People is waiting on you to hear you speak and hear your message that God have laid on your heart, man, to get their breakthrough. The truth that I'm looking for, people, is not necessarily your physical circumstances, because everybody have struggles that they're dealing with, regardless, different types, but struggle nevertheless. What the Spirit wants you to share, people, is the vision that God have given to you. We want you to share that. I want you to share that, people. Record yourself with your phone, share that video so you can bless other people's lives. That's that, man. Shout out to Jamaica, man, who is the eye of this world. Shout out to Africa, who is the mother of this world. Shout out to the entire Caribbean and the African diaspora worldwide. You know, people, Obviously, you know, I'm here to unite the Caribbean and Africa, as well as the diaspora, African diaspora worldwide. And the way we do it, people, is by intentionally choosing to stand united, man. That is indeed a choice, people. You know, unity does not always mean easy. It actually a lot of time means challenging, because you have to learn how to deal with people's stuff, you know, and be able to coexist. So it's like, I want us to intentionally work on coexisting, man. I want us to intentionally working on figuring out how can we assist and help each other to attain and accomplish all our goals and dreams. The mantras that we'll always choose to follow, people, intentionally is that, number one, we're going to choose to be our brothers and sisters keepers, not just when it's convenient, but because it's very necessary. We're also going to always each one teach one. Whatever we learn and know that can be a benefit to others, we'll teach it to them, you know, because as we help them, then, you know, we're growing as a collective. My declarations over your life, people, number one, is that you are a millionaire. You are married to the person of your dreams. You have amazing health and is in the best shape of your life, man. My prayer for you today, people, is that the Spirit of God inside of you, man, will continue to shape you and mold you to being the greatest version of yourself. I pray, people, that you'll continue to, you know, go within, man, and really try to tap in, you know, really pray on a regular basis. That is the language of your soul. So you need to speak to your soul, and you do that through prayer, people. Continue to pray for yourself and pray for this world, man. And, you know, I look forward to seeing to meeting the higher version of yourself. Y'all have a great day.